WWE Hall of Famer confused with Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch match. Adam Cole teases fans as Raw starts amid AEW speculations, and Gangrel shares his honest thoughts on Edge's Brood entrance at SummerSlam. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. To stay up to date with all of our content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. WWE Hall of Famer confused with the Bianca Belair-Becky Lynch match. Booker T discussed a squash match between Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship at SummerSlam. WWE changed Belair's match booking at the last moment when they announced that Sasha was not present to compete and that Carmella would take her place. But Becky returned to WWE in a dramatic turn of events, beat Bianca Belair in less than 30 seconds, ending her impressive title reign. On the Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T mentioned that he did not enjoy how the match was booked. He said that while he was a fan of Becky, he was just as confused as the fans as to why Bianca's run ended so abruptly, saying, quote, "I'm a Becky Lynch fan, but man, I didn't like it going down that way. Every fan is pretty much saying the same exact thing. And for me, I'm not an insider, and I don't know what's going on as far as why the matches turn out the way they do. I never know which way they're gonna go on it, or why they are going the route they go. I'm just as in the dark and confused as everyone else." End quote. On the podcast, Booker T revealed the talent like Bianca Belair emerged few and far between in the pro wrestling business. He thinks WWE should have protected her and suggested how they could have made the fans happy even if Bianca was to lose the title. Co-host Brad Gilmore also suggested that WWE could have taken the triple threat route in Becky's pinning Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship, thereby protecting Bianca Belair and creating a long-term story. Bobby Lashley gives an update about the future of the Hurt Business in WWE. WWE Champion Bobby Lashley has teased the addition of new members to the Hurt Business in the near future. But the Almighty wants to focus on himself and defending his championship for now. In a recent interaction with Metro, Bobby Lashley stated that fans need not worry about him breaking up with MVP on WWE TV. At the same time, he also discussed the possibility of new members being added to the faction, saying, quote, "There's a lot of guys on the roster that I look and I'm like, man, he looks good, he's tough, he's that, and he's that. Once we have that opportunity, we might open up the Hurt Business and bring some people in and help fuel their careers. But it's one of those things where I have to focus more on me for a little while, and I gotta make sure I'm defending the world title." End quote. Lashley praised former members of the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, stating that the two stars deserve to be in the spotlight. He thinks that both of them did well when they were put in the spotlight in WWE. WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, in a recent interview, explained how Bobby Lashley has blossomed since going solo. But Reigns also believes that the Hurt Business ended a little too soon, saying, quote, "The Hurt Business, that was a good group, you know what I mean? It may have, broken up a little too early. I don't know. I wasn't a part of that process. Bobby Lashley is a bigger star now, whether they handled that whole path to get there properly or maximize that." End quote. Adam Cole teases fans as Raw starts amid AEW speculations. Adam Cole is arguably the most popular and decorated NXT superstar of all time. His accolades speak for himself. Cole was the first ever NXT North American Champion, an NXT Tag Team Champion, and NXT Champion, and the second ever Triple Crown Champion. Exactly 1 minute before Monday Night Raw went live, Cole would post the following tweet: "No message attached, just a gif of his famous catchphrase, Adam Cole, baby." The summer of 2021 has been a hotbed of speculation regarding some of the top professional wrestling superstars changing promotions. Adam Cole is at the top of that list, as his contract was reported to have expired earlier this year, only to be extended through this past weekend after NXT TakeOver 36. Fightful reported earlier on Monday that Adam Cole was not backstage on Monday Night Raw. But that doesn't mean WWE didn't hide his arrival from the arena or backstage area tonight. With Adam Cole's WWE contract expiring, it is a true coin flip of where he will go next. It was widely reported that Cole had high-level meetings with Vince McMahon prior to an edition of SmackDown in July. Cole's fiancée, Britt Baker, is in All Elite Wrestling along with several friends including the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. You can find Cole in many of the early episodes of the popular YouTube series Being the Elite. It all comes down to whether Adam Cole believes he has a future on the main roster in WWE or if he can thrive on an already loaded roster with All Elite Wrestling. Former superstar reacts to John Cena bidding farewell to WWE fans. Former WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio recently sent a fantastic message to John Cena after the leader of the C Nation bid farewell to his wrestling fans on Twitter. Alberto Del Rio has had several memorable battles with John Cena in the WWE, and the Mexican star expressed immense respect for his eternal rival. Del Rio was happy to see Cena still making time for wrestling, and celebrated ex-WWE colleague brought more eyes towards the industry. The former WWE champion ended his tweet by belittling in fashion his on-screen rivalry, saying, quote, "My eternal rival John Cena is saying goodbye to wrestling fans to dedicate himself to his many projects outside the ring. Good to know that he was able to return to another position and bring more eyes to our industry. I salute you, John," end quote. After his crushing loss to Roman Reigns, John Cena sent a typically passionate message expressing his gratitude towards the fans and everyone working in WWE. Cena came up short in his quest to capture another world title at SummerSlam, and his night got even worse from a kayfabe sense when Brock Lesnar assaulted him after the show went off the air. PW Insider was the first to report that WWE officials were not expecting John Cena to return for the foreseeable future. The report stated that WWE did not have a timetable for another possible Cena appearance, as he would be tied up with Hollywood commitments and other projects outside of wrestling. By the looks of it, Cena's impending absence from WWE could be really lengthy. However, Cena himself recently clarified that he still has more to give back to the WWE fan base, and that Superstar's latest comments will surely give his ardent fans some relief. Gangrel shares his honest thoughts on Edge's Brood entrance at SummerSlam. Edge rolled back the years at SummerSlam by coming out to his classic Brood getup. In a brief but pretty straightforward tweet, Gangrel finally reacted to Edge's SummerSlam entrance by honestly stating he loved for the segment. The Brood founder shared his thoughts on the entrance while reacting to a fantastic photo of Edge from SummerSlam posted by the Rated R superstar himself. Brood was the brainchild of Gangrel, as the veteran was passionate proponent of exploring vampire gimmicks in wrestling. Gangrel received the backing of WWE's creative team and the stage to form a goth-inspired faction featuring Edge and Christian. Packaged as a group of vampires, Brood warped entrance and the eerie overall presentation made for a bone-chilling viewing experience in the late 90s. The trio stayed together for just a year, but it most importantly helped Edge and Christian become confident performers in the WWE. Brood's unusual gimmick blended with The Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness, and the stables eventually came together after a short feud. While Edge and Christian moved on to have successful single careers in WWE, Gangrel left the company in 2001 and exclusively worked on the independent circuit in the years to come. Gangrel had a couple of forgettable stints with WWE in the mid-2000s before resuming his run on the indie wrestling scene. The 52-year-old star is still a semi-active performer, which his last match happened on August 14th for a promotion based in Pennsylvania. Last year, Gangrel also made a cameo appearance at AEW's Full Gear show to confront Matt Hardy in the Elite Deletion match. Matt and Jeff Hardy were a part of the new Brood formed by Gangrel after turning on Edge and Christian. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories and exclusive content, be sure you follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.